Welcome back to Lakers News Fan Report, where we bring you the latest and most exciting sports news every single day. Today, we have a situation unfolding that could have major implications for the Lakers' playoff push. And honestly, it's one of those games that's going to be talked about for a long time. But hold on, because while it might seem like just another regular season matchup at first glance, when you dig into what happened, the timing, the emotions, and the possible ripple effects, it starts to feel a whole lot bigger than that. So let's get into it. Last night, back in OKC, the Lakers were locked into a tight battle with the Thunder, fighting for crucial playoff positioning. Everything was tense. Every possession mattered. And then, just when the Lakers were clinging to a slim one-point lead, everything changed. Luka Doncic, the Mavericks superstar and one of the most unstoppable forces in the league, was ejected from the game. But why? What exactly happened? Well, that's where it gets murky, and also where it gets interesting. After the game, Lakers coach J.J. Redick spoke with Mike Trudell from the media, and his explanation? He hadn't even received a full breakdown at that point. Apparently, Luka said something to a fan, and that was enough to get him tossed. No details, no video evidence circulating yet that gives us the full story. Just a sudden, shocking ejection of one of the NBA's biggest stars at an absolutely critical moment. Now think about this. You're up 1 point, it's late, momentum is swinging, and suddenly the other team's best player is gone. How do you process that as a coach? How do you manage the emotions, the opportunity, the responsibility? It's a situation that could either be a massive break or a massive trap, and the way the Lakers handled it tells a fascinating story. JJ talked about how tough it was. They had played incredible defense through the third quarter, really locking in and making life difficult for OKC. But starting the fourth, things slipped. Defensive rotations were slower. They weren't contesting shots with the same ferocity. And then factoring in the difficulty of managing minutes front end of a back-to-back, mind you, it becomes a chess match. JJ had already lost his challenge earlier in the game, which limited his timeout usage. He had only one left going into the fourth quarter. He tried to stretch his rotation, tried to buy LeBron some rest, but when OKC punched, building a 5-point lead and then hitting a brutal and one, he knew he had to pull the trigger. In hindsight, JJ admitted he was kicking himself, thinking maybe he should have called that timeout just a possession earlier, gotten LeBron back into the action sooner. And honestly, it's one of those brutally honest moments you don't always get from a coach. He didn't sugarcoat it. He owned it. But here's the thing, the Lakers' fight, their resilience, it was something special to witness. Even with the adversity, the strange momentum shifts, the questionable calls, they kept swinging. Withstood some haymakers early, fought back, locked down defensively. For 12 minutes, they showed championship-level grit. It was shaping up to be one of those classic statement games, until the chaos with Luka's ejection threw everything into uncertainty. And now fans are left wondering, was this just a weird fluke, or is it something more? Could this moment, Luka's abrupt exit, be a domino that sets off a chain reaction in the playoff race? Some insiders are already whispering about how much this loss could cost OKC in seeding and how much it could boost LA's chances of locking into that critical 3 seed. Is it possible that this controversial call ends up being a defining moment of the Lakers season? Of course, it's not just about one call. JJ was also asked about the bigger picture, whether he's encouraged by the way the Lakers played overall in this 2-game stretch. His answer? A clear, confident yes. There's real belief in that locker room right now. They know they still have work to do. 2 more wins needed to secure that 3 seed, but the mood is optimistic. Zooming in a little more, there's LeBron. Early in the game, it just didn't look like LeBron. Turnovers were stacking up. Rhythm was off. Was it fatigue? Was it just one of those nights? It certainly could have been a concern, but then something shifted. As the game wore on, LeBron found his groove. JJ praised his mentality, the way he relentlessly attacked the basket, turned pressure into opportunities, and refused to let early struggles define his night. And that's classic LeBron, isn't it? Not just the talent, but the mindset. The refusal to fold. Handling OKC's pressure late was another story, though. Losing Luka meant Austin Reeves was out there handling the ball solo a lot of the time, and against a high-energy team like OKC, that's dangerous. You really need 3 ball handlers on the floor against them at all times, and the Lakers just couldn't quite manage that down the stretch. Another fascinating wrinkle, the way JJ adjusted defensively. OKC made some smart tweaks after losing the first matchup. They played faster, attacked before the Lakers' defense could get set, and made life miserable with aggressive ball screen actions. But JJ countered, bringing in Jackson Hayes and Jared Vanderbilt together, a duo he hadn't used heavily lately. It was a gamble because spacing gets tricky when you have two non-shooters out there, but the physicality it brought on defense was undeniable. They needed bodies to bang in the paint, to fight for boards, to stop the bleeding on second-chance points. And it worked, at least for a stretch. JJ even gave Vondo a special shout-out for how awesome he was in the second half. You love to see it. But now bigger questions loom. With just 3 games left and the margin so razor-thin, can the Lakers sustain this defensive intensity? Can LeBron keep up this level of physical exertion at 39 years old, playing heavy minutes in must-win games? Is the team ready to tighten rotations and adapt to playoff-style basketball, where every mistake is magnified? And maybe most tantalizing of all, was this game a glimpse into the Lakers' playoff identity? Gritty, resilient, capable of weathering storms and finding ways to win ugly when necessary? Or did it expose cracks that could become fatal when the stakes get even higher? But what do you think about all of this? Was Luka's ejection fair? Should JJ have pulled the trigger on a timeout earlier? And are the Lakers peaking at the perfect time, or are there still too many unanswered questions? I can't wait to read your thoughts in the comments below, because honestly, this game felt like the kind of night where every fan sees something a little different depending on their perspective. Another player who deserves a massive shout-out is D'Angelo Russell. His shooting wasn't perfect, but his poise late in the game helped stabilize the offense when things threatened to spiral. That steady hand? That's going to be absolutely critical as the Lakers move into playoff mode. You need guards who don't just score, but calm the storm when chaos hits, and D'Lo showed he's capable of being that guy. The chemistry between LeBron and Anthony Davis also can't be overlooked. Even on a night where the rhythm wasn't always perfect, the trust between them was clear. Davis had a quieter scoring night, but his rim protection and presence inside were monstrous. You could tell OKC was hesitant to challenge him down the stretch, and that psychological edge is pure gold in postseason basketball. Speaking of Davis, JJ Redick made a point post-game to highlight how much AD's communication on defense has grown. It's not just about blocks and rebounds. It's about directing traffic, calling out switches, and making sure everyone is locked into their assignments. That leadership from the back line is a huge reason why the Lakers were able to dig deep and make crucial stops late. Austin Reeves continues to be the ultimate X factor. His ability to shift between playmaker, shooter, and defensive irritant depending on what the game needs is incredible. He's not flashy, he's not always going to fill the highlight reels, but ask any coach what matters most, and they'll tell you versatility wins championships. And don't sleep on Rui Hachimura either. He had a couple of huge hustle plays that didn't necessarily show a big in the box score, but were vital momentum shifters. A big offensive rebound here, a contested mid-range shot there. It's the little things that stack up when you're trying to win at the highest level. There's also something to be said about the way JJ managed the bench. It wasn't just about resting the stars, it was about trusting guys like Taurean Prince and Gabe Vincent to step up and hold the line. That trust? That's contagious. It tells the entire roster that their number could be called at any moment, and they need to be ready. Looking back at the Luka ejection, one thing that's getting more attention now is the role of the officials in these high-stakes games. Nobody wants the refs to be the story, but when a star like Luka gets tossed in a one-possession game, it's unavoidable. The NBA might have to take a closer look at how these situations are handled, especially heading into the playoffs. And let's be real, emotions were running high on both sides. OKC knew how big this game was too. You could see it in their body language, hear it in their bench reactions. This wasn't just another night. This was two teams fighting for their playoff lives, and sometimes emotions spill over. What's encouraging, though, is how the Lakers stayed composed. Even with the chaos, even with the momentum swings, they didn't let frustration take over. They played through adversity, and that's something championship teams have to be able to do. Now, of course, the job isn't done yet. There are still games left to be played, seeding battles to be decided, and no room for complacency. But after a night like this, you can feel the energy building. You can feel the belief starting to crystallize into something real. If the Lakers can continue sharpening their defense, finding ways to manufacture easy buckets in transition, and minimizing live ball turnovers, they're going to be a nightmare matchup for whoever draws them in the first round. Nobody wants to see a locked-in LeBron and AD tandem when the chips are down. And while we're dreaming big, how about the vibes in that locker room? Reports are that the energy post-game was electric. Lots of smiles, lots of encouragement, but also a business-like focus. This group knows they haven't achieved anything yet, but they also know they have the tools to make a deep run if they stay connected. Personally, I'm fired up. Watching the fight, the spirit, the sheer will to claw back and battle through adversity, that's the kind of stuff that gets me believing. Yeah, there were mistakes. Yeah, it wasn't perfect. But the heart this team showed, that's championship DNA. Plain and simple. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Lakers News Fan Report, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. We've got so much more to break down as we head into the most exciting part of the season. And trust me, you're not going to want to miss a single moment. Thanks for hanging out with us, and I'll catch you in the next one.